guys, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. I'm so happy you decided to join us today as we are finishing out our custodial series with a Q&A. Today is going to be more of kind of like a chill video, I guess. We're just going to be answering questions that you guys have sent me about the role of custodial, and I'm very excited to answer them. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into the video. All my questions on my handy little notebook, so excuse that. Alright, so question 1, pretty basic. Where did you work? I was in Magic Kingdom, custodial for Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. What was your favorite and least favorite part of the job? This one's really tough. My favorite part was either between water art and all the guest interaction that you get. Those are two very cool things about the role of custodial. I got to talk and meet to a lot of people that I wouldn't have if I was in a different role that wasn't custodial. My least favorite part actually has nothing to even do with the job itself, but just working in the heat, especially in the summertime in Florida. It can get really tiring, really hot, really humid, really sweaty. And when you're out there doing, you're lifting, you're moving things, you are going from trash can to trash can with a giant trash cart, it does get extra hot, so it is a little tiring. Question 3, how did you handle the physical aspects? I've heard it can be pretty tough and hard work. It can be really physically demanding, very physically demanding. You are walking, you're outside all the time, you're lifting things, you're pulling things, you're pushing things, you're down on your knees, you're bending. It's a lot of work on your body. I did get hurt. If you've been following with me for any length of time, you would have known that I was on light duty for a while. I have a video all about that. I'll put it up in the cards above. As weird as this might sound, the best advice I can give you is stretch. You are walking a lot and you're using your arms and your legs a lot, so stretching can do wonders for your body. It feels so good. Stretch before your shift, on your lunch, on your breaks, after your shift, whatever you need. It honestly will make you feel so much better. Your first few days of training, they will talk about staying in your green zone. If you don't already know what that is, they will explain more about that. Staying in your green zone is just ways to take strain off of your body and make it a little bit easier for you. This is probably my favorite question. Did the makeup ruin the white costume? Yeah, it definitely could stain a costume. I had stained a few costumes in my year as a Disney custodian. When you're hot and you're sweaty, your first reaction is just to wipe your face on your arm or on your sleeve, not really thinking that, oh shoot, this is pure white and makeup and sweat equal wipe off of anything. So yeah, that definitely can happen. What's nice though is that your shirts are button up, so you don't have to worry about pulling it over your face, so it won't ruin it in that way. Tip, ladies, you will find if you're working there in the summer that makeup just isn't even a thing. It's pointless. You will waste your product if you decide to wear makeup in the summer. Even when you're restrooms, because the stock rooms, you get super hot. So when you're in the stock room or in the restroom and you're still gonna sweat, your makeup's just gonna come right off. Even the best types of foundations will not last very long out there in that heat. I think my first shift in the summertime, I had my makeup on like I usually would, and within 5 minutes, it was just sweat off. It was gone. So the whole, probably from end of May to maybe beginning of October, I never wore makeup to work. Maybe a little mascara, but I did not do any foundation, anything like that, because it was just completely gone. But when it's not summertime, wearing makeup, it's not that bad. You do sweat, but it's not super bad. I would carry blotting pads in my pouch. I think there's $1 on NYX or something like that. So I just carry those in my pouch, blot backstage a little bit, so that always helps. Typical question about how many hours a week did you work? This varied a lot. I never really had a consistent amount of hours. My hours were never bad. But they were never exactly 30 hours a week. Typically when it was not peak season, I would range from about 30 to 35, sometimes 30 to 40. The only times I went under 30 is when I asked for an ADO and I'd have 3 days off in a week. That's the only time I ever went under 30. Other than that, I usually had about 30 to 35, 30 to 40. If it was peak season, like holidays or summers, I usually had about 50 to 55, 50 to 60. I know people who had more. I know people who would ask for extra hours and they'd be working 7 days a week and have 75 hours. It was insane. So yeah, that's pretty much what it ranged. I mean, everyone was different. I knew people that had less hours, people that had more, but on average it was about 30 to 35. How hard was it to get approved for off days? Not really hard. Again, this is all different. It depends on what time of the year you're asking for days off. They made it pretty simple, at least that's how it was when I left, that you can just go in, you'll see a calendar, and it'll tell you what days you can for sure have off and what days would be waitlisted. And they pretty much tell you if you'll for sure have the day off within like an hour or two. Waitlisted, you have to wait till your schedule actually comes out, so it's kind of a gamble on that one. But for the most part, it was fairly simple. There was only a few times I really didn't get the days off that I wanted. But back when I was doing the program, you could trade to give away days. And I know as of right now, you can't do that. You can only like trade days. You can't like give away a day to have a day off, if that makes sense. So back when I was there, it was fairly easy. Some people would argue that it wasn't, but for me, it was pretty easy. Very rarely did I not get the days off that I wanted. Can you wear an Apple Watch while working? Yes. Yes, you can. A lot of my coworkers had an Apple Watch. I believe as long as it's in, like, the band is in Disney looks, like solid color, black, white, tan. I'm pretty sure. I know for sure black's fine. And then the screen on it has to be, like, a Disney appropriate. So a lot of people just put Mickey on it. But yeah, totally fine. Can a custodian be assigned to do a treat trail during Halloween? The costumes for that look super adorable and it looks like it would be really fun. You are not really assigned a treat trail. Treat trail is something you have to pick up on your own. You have to go into the hub and you can pick it up that way. But yes, the costumes are super cute and it did look super fun. And I'm hoping to be able to pick up a treat trail shift this next program. What were some magical moments you were able to create as a custodian? This one's a fun question. As a custodian, you can do things like get people free ice cream or give people free popcorn. That's something that I would typically do a lot. A lot of the times, like I remember I was walking from Dumbo from the circus area over to where like teacups are, that little stretch right there by Mine Train. And I was happening to pass the popcorn cart and I saw a little kid go for his popcorn and the whole thing just tipped out of its stroller. And you can like see the frustration on the parents' face. They were just ready to end their day and just be over it. So I ran to the popcorn cart really quick and I was like, hey, we have a spill. And they're really good about just giving you whatever you need. So the cast member gave me the popcorn and I ran right over. It's like, hey, I saw you guys spilled your popcorn. Here's a new one for you. Have a magical day. Oh my gosh, this dad, his face was so happy. And you know, you're sitting there and you sweep it up, then you can start to have a conversation with the family as well. So yes, if you thought it was like someone's anniversary or someone's birthday, grabbing a Mickey bar real quick and running it over to them is really cool as well. What was the average work week like? Was it mainly nights or mainly days? Definitely mainly nights, especially for Magic Kingdom, you will definitely be mainly nights. A lot of times, about the first 6 months of my program, my hours averaged between like 4:45 in the afternoon to about 12:45 at night. That was a typical shift. In fact, I'm pretty sure I had that shift every single Saturday for like 3 months straight. But that's fine. It was a great shift for me. And usually, back when I was there, if I was restrooms from 4:45 to 12:45, I can pretty much guarantee I'd be in the Tangled restroom. And it's the best restroom to work in ever. So that was always fun. But yeah, mostly nights. Peak season, I did have a lot more morning shifts. Towards the end of my program, I had a lot of morning shifts. But it wasn't just morning. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning to 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, it was a long, long day. Again, those were not all the time. It was peak season from like October to December. I usually had one of those thrown into my to my week schedule. Was it pretty balanced between streets and restrooms? It could be, yeah, definitely. Usually what happened for me is I'd have like a week or a week and a half just of restrooms and then a week and a half of streets. Sometimes it'd be like a few streets and a few restrooms into a week, but typically I'd be like restrooms for a while and then I'd be streets for a while and then just flip-flop. Which I kind of prefer because once I've done restrooms for like a week and a half, I'm really ready to do streets. Once I've done streets for a week and a half, I was really ready to do restrooms. So it just depends on how you look at it. Can you work a double and work both streets and restrooms in a day? Yes, we call it split shift. So you can like start out in streets and then you end your shift in restrooms or vice versa. Or a lot of times what would happen to me is a lot of my coordinators knew I liked restrooms. So if I was supposed to be scheduled on the streets and say someone called out that was in a restroom, a female did, they could pull me into the restroom, which I loved when that happened. It was like you knew it was going to be a good day when you got pulled to the restrooms because, I mean, 1, AC, 2, restrooms are just less stressful, and 3, I just all around like restrooms. Unless it was Pinocchio's Village House restroom. That one was kind of stressful, and so was Star Traders in Tomorrowland. They're both stressful. How easy was it to trade shifts? Like I mentioned earlier, it was pretty simple. In Tomorrowland, I know with the pilot, or I don't even think it's a pilot anymore, I'm pretty sure it's set, you have to be specially trained in that. So the last 6 weeks of my Tomorrowland shift, or my program when I was in Tomorrowland, it was really, really hard to trade shifts because people had to be trained in that. But for the most part, it's pretty simple to trade. It's honestly just finding people who are willing to trade with you. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna be super blunt. Magic Kingdom, people do not want to work there. Once you've been to like Animal Kingdom, which is super chill, Magic Kingdom is like a chaotic mess. So I've heard. I've only ever been to Magic Kingdom, so for me it's nothing. But a lot of people don't want to work in Magic Kingdom. It scares them. The tunnels can be scary. It's stressful to other people. So that can be kind of difficult. But like trading within people who already work in Magic Kingdom, it's not that hard. Can you pick up shifts to work in all 4 parks if you get a park location? Oh my gosh, absolutely. One of the perks about Custodial, which I don't even think I mentioned this in my last video, the magical parts of being a custodian, which I'll put up in the cards if you want to check that out too. Custodians are a universal role, which means that if I worked in Magic Kingdom, I could pick up in Animal Kingdom, Epcot, I could have picked up in Hollywood Studios, I could have picked up at Blizzard Beach, at Typhoon Lagoon, or at any of the resorts, which is bomb. It just opens up so many gates for you to be able to work if you're into working at different spots. I had a friend who, once he got his schedule, he'd give as many days as he could away, and he'd pick up at other locations because he wanted to work in as many spots around the Disney World as he could. Next question. Did you choose Custodial? Like, was it one of your top choices? Yes, actually. Again, if you've been following me since like the very beginning, you probably would have known this already, that I actually wanted Custodial. If you're new, this might be shocking to you, but yes, I wanted Custodial. It was in my top 4 choices. You can find out why it was one of my top choices in the magical side of Custodial video too. That'll give you all the reasons why being custodian is awesome. Or pin trade or do water art during your role as a custodian. Oh, absolutely. Every single shift I would pin trade, except for restrooms. You're not supposed to do that in restrooms just because having gloves on, cleaning toilets, trading pins, bad situation. But when you're in streets, you're encouraged to pin trade. Yes, please, pin trade. I love to pin trade. I loved when guests would want to pin trade. It was just so much fun. It added a little bit more magic into your day. It was super cool. But again, you can learn all about water art and pin trading in my last Custodial video. Since custodians work outdoors, are they allowed to have water during their shifts to keep hydrated? Yes. Oh my Lanta, yes, drink water. In fact, the day you get your costume, usually they will give you a water bottle that has a clip so you can clip it on your belt. They encourage you to drink water. Drink water. They do not want you passing out on your shift. Pretty much every break room has a little area for you to fill up your water bottle. So yeah, keep it filled, keep it cold. Anytime you're backstage, drink. When you're on stage, you can drink your water bottle too. Like, that's totally fine. They want you to stay hydrated. Do not stop drinking water. Please drink as much water as you feel necessary, and then some. And our last question. I know not all days will be total pixie dust. What did you do on the bad days to make yourself happy? Oh man. Yeah, that's true. Not all days will be pixie dust, as you probably saw in one of my custodial videos of this series, the real side of a custodian. Yeah, not all days will be pixie dust. Some days will not be very fun. But for me, making magical moments always cheered me up. You know, giving someone popcorn, just going up and asking people how their day was, if there's anything you could help them with, seeing if they need help finding a ride or like walking them to a ride, getting them ice cream, whatever you need to do to make a magical moment. Just like making a guest happy always reminds me of why I'm doing this and why I was where I was. So that would always make the bad days a little bit better. And then, as funny as it sounds, since I worked in Magic Kingdom, I saw wishes every single night. Rip wishes. But that always put me in a better mood. You know, it's towards the end of your shift, you're feeling down, you're lousy, you're tired, you're kind of ready to go home, and then you see wishes, and you like watch all the little princesses and princes' faces light up as they're watching the fireworks. So that's really cool. So now I have not seen the new fireworks show. I have not watched one video. I have not gone looking for any pictures. I didn't watch it when I was there in May. So I'm really excited to see the new show, and I'll get to learn that one too. With Wishes, I was able to conduct it, and like I knew every firework and every word, and oh, it was so much fun. Alright guys, that is all the questions that you guys gave me. Thank you so much if you sent a question my way. I hope I was able to help you out by answering it. If you do have any more questions about the program, custodial, whatever it may be, drop them down below. I'd still love to answer them. And yeah, I leave for Disney in 16 days from today. which is really exciting. It's coming up very close and very quickly. So in the next few weeks I will have a packing vlog coming. I just went on a trip to Yosemite with my dad, and so I'll have something about that being posted. Yeah, just some fun stuff are coming up, and I'm really excited. Can't wait to head out to Disney. I'm very excited. So don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. Guys, give this video a huge thumbs up if it did help you out. If you're excited to be a custodian, if you're not excited to be a custodian, I hope this helped you get a little bit more excited. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this series with me. I had a blast making it, and have a magical week. Bye!